Good morning to everyone. The last day of the work of the session, and I think that we have to proceed according to the agreed agenda. You know that yesterday there were preparation of the documents. The process was finished in time, and the documents were distributed to the honorable delegates and members of the committee at 9 o'clock, so you could revise this. We now come to our final task, the formal adoption of the report of decisions. We will go through the report which had been prepared on time. Allow me to congratulate the rapporteur and the Secretariat for that achievement. The report is divided in two parts, which you have now in front of you. Before I give the floor to the rapporteur, allow me to recall that the decisions included in this report have already been adopted by the committee, and therefore the task we have before us is essentially an editorial one, and we will not reopen the debate on the contents of the decision. I would like to invite our rapporteur, Mrs. Mahani Tyler, to briefly explain the process of preparation of the report and give you additional guidance for you to consider as you review it. Madam Taylor, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Firstly, I'd like to reassure all the relatively few people in the room that I'm going to be very brief with this presentation. I'm pleased to have been a part of the preparation of the decisions of the 43rd session of the World Heritage Committee here in beautiful Baku. Over the past 10 days, the World Heritage Committee has made an impressive 245 decisions. That's 20 more than last year, and in fact the most since 2011. It's not insubstantial. These decisions have included the addition of 29 new properties to the World Heritage List, and has considered the state of conservation of 166 World Heritage properties. And there have been many important policy decisions made also. In particular, I'd take note of the nomination reform, which I think is a really exciting way forward, and I look forward to being part of this as we move forward. The purpose of this presentation is to briefly explain my involvement as the rapporteur and with the Secretariat in assisting to prepare the document before you. Of course, the original draft decisions were drafted by the World Heritage Secretariat in close consultation with the advisory bodies, and they were put online in batches before and during the meeting. It's in terms of the proposed amendments that the rapporteur team is of most importance. The Secretariat distributed all the amendments that were received in enough time to all the committee members in hard copy, and these were also posted at the time on the web. They were also translated into English or French. We received 91 amendments in this way. The rapporteur team would then type these amendments and mark these using tracked changes and sometimes highlighting into the draft decisions. And this was for the committee to see on screen as we discuss those during the sessions. For the late amendments, including those presented from the floor, these were typed as we went onto the screens. And I'd just like to take note now of our wonderful typists, Olivia and Jean-Marc, who did a really fabulous job under really quite stressful conditions sometimes. The proposed amendments were shown on screen during the sessions, and then I would also read them out. And for Mireille, our next rapporteur, I would just like to give a tiny bit of gratuitous advice. Do not, under any circumstances, read an unpronounceable species name for the first time you see it in front of hundreds of people. I think maybe just say yellow crazy ants and leave it at that. After each session then, the rapporteur team, so 5 of us, would sit down and go through those amendments and accept them paragraph by paragraph. It's at this stage that we would fix formatting errors, which can often happen in tracked changes, change any typographical errors and some grammatical changes. And we would do that carefully, paragraph by paragraph, and then save those into a new document. The very final check of the documents is undertaken by the Secretariat, who share this significant workload. There's over 230 pages, I think, of decisions to be checked. And they search through those documents very carefully and provide me as the rapporteur with any proposed amendments, again in the nature of grammatical or typographical or formatting errors. And then I confirm that I'm comfortable with those changes. And in order to feel valuable, I would search very, very carefully through the documents to make sure I had at least one additional change to make, which I would then do. And so, distinguished colleagues, you now have the decisions of the 43rd session in front of you for your final adoption and consideration. But before I pass the floor back to our eminent chair, I'd like to say just a very few thank yous. First and foremost, to our wonderful hosts of Azerbaijan and to our chair. This meeting has run so smoothly, and I've personally been very grateful to Mr. Garayev for being such a respectful and strong chair. Baku is such a beautiful city, and I'm really privileged to have been able to visit and stay here, and I've really enjoyed my time. My warmest thanks also to the committee for having elected me to this position, and to give me the opportunity to struggle with many different decisions flying at the same time. It's been an excellent opportunity. Thank you very much also and warmly, and finally, to the wonderful people from the World Heritage Centre. I was made instantly very welcome before I even came to Baku as part of this team, and I know that Dr. Rossler is very aware of how wonderful her team is and how very competent and excellent. And finally, I'd make note of Richard and Luba and our wonderful typists. They're such an experienced rapporteur team that they've made my job very easily, and I'm very grateful to them. So thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Taylor, and I would like to thank you on behalf of all the committee members for the professional approach and very effective work done by the rapporteur personally and the team and your team. Note, please, that taking in consideration that you liked our country, you and your team is always welcome in any position, either a rapporteur or the just welcomed guest, anytime. Thank you. I now would like to ask whether, in order to be as efficient as possible, the committee members could indicate to us where they have identified factual or editorial errors which should be corrected so that we can deal with those. Please note also that formatting issues will be fixed at a later stage by the Secretariat during the finalization of the report. I would like to suggest adopting the report of decisions part by part. So, dear colleagues, I would like to be sure that you have all had the chance to review the first part on the report, starting from the decision 43.2 to 43.7b, 112. Are there any opinions? And Hungary, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Actually, we noticed a little technical error that has slipped in, but it's in the second part of the report, if I may say it now.
You're welcome. Come.
Okay. Thank you. So it's on page 110, draft decision 33.12, paragraph 6. It reads now, takes note with appreciation of the outcomes of the online consultation survey on the nomination report. I believe the online consultation survey, it was on the nomination reform. So this would be our suggestion. Thank you.
Did you find it?
Yes.
So, okay, thank you very much. Other amendments, other proposals, maybe some drafting, maybe some wording, someone found something wrong in this. But we understand that it will be clarified and finalized, the document will be later. So if even you will find something later when you will look through documents on the site, it is already available on the site of the conference. So you can apply to Secretariat with your proposals, with the minor changes of the wordings. If there is no objections anymore, I would like to propose to adopt the part 1 in the whole. I don't see any comments, So, good job, yes. Good job by team of reporters. The first part of the report of decision is therefore adopted. Now we pass to the part 2, and we have one amendment from Hungary, which was already announced. We will take it into consideration. The document consists of the document starting with COM 8 to COM 17. Are there any objections to the text or amendments, maybe changes? Thank you very much. So in this case, the second part is also adopted, and therefore we can accept all the document in whole, in both parts. Thank you very much. Approved. I think that the unanimous approval of the documents which were provided today remarks very thorough and let's say also dedicated work of all the committee members of the Secretariat and rapporteurs, which permitted us to bring the documents which were not even necessary for additional discussion. So it's a very good result of the common work. Now I would like to give me? No, I have to give the floor.
No, that's fine.
Finish. Thank Mrs. Rosler. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, dear Chairperson of the World Heritage Committee, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure for me to say a few words on the closing of the 43rd session of the World Heritage Committee here in Baku. First and foremost, I would like to thank you, Mr. Chair, for your guidance throughout the session, and to your country for providing such excellent facilities and for your very warm hospitality. Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. I would also like to thank all the committee members for their substantive contributions to the debates and the decisions taken, which were not always easy for many of us, but we made it and we achieved to finish this session. Our rapporteur also had not an easy job, but with many amendments throughout the session, but I think she did it really brilliantly. And thank you so much, Mahani. It was fantastic. Thanks also go to all the observer states for their continued interest and commitment, and to all the other observers, whether NGOs, IGOs, universities and others, and especially civil society representatives and indigenous peoples. Your contribution is important in the continuous evolution and implementation of the World Heritage Convention. My deep thanks go also to our dear advisory bodies, IUCN, ICOMOS and ICROM. You are one of the pillars in the system to provide scientific and technical advice. Let me also thank my own team, the Policy and Statutory Meetings Unit, headed by Mrs. Tocharova, whom you see here with the efficient team of PSM. Many thanks for your work and for your professionalism. You managed very well. This will be the last committee meeting for Mrs. Tocharova. So I wish her all the best for the future. But you will see her in the General Assembly in November, so it's not yet time to say goodbye to her. She has to run that meeting as well. So I'm also grateful to all the chiefs of the regional units with the team, the Africa, Arab states, Asia Pacific, Latin America and Caribbean, and Europe and North America units, and our nature team, NTO, as well as the colleagues from our culture sector, PCM unit, providing all the logistical support to this session. I would also like to express my sincere thanks to Mr. Bakrim, our administrative officer, who was instrumental in producing many budget documents for this committee. He will be leaving UNESCO in August this year, so many thanks to his immense support in staffing, and also, I have to say, moral support in producing these budget documents. My gratitude also go to my team in the Directorate of the Center, as well as to our ADG Culture, Mr. Ernesto Ottone and his team, and he is in the plane at the moment already going back to UNESCO. Special thanks to our legal advisor. You didn't use him so much, but he helped a lot behind the scene, and to his team, who tries to keep us on procedures and who really enjoyed his very first World Heritage Committee. I would also like to thank Mrs. Moan, our security officer, who is always there when you need her. And special thanks could go to all the people behind the screens for supporting our rapporteur and helping with the processing of the decisions and texts, including for the working groups, as well as to our KMI technical team working hand in hand with the host country team. I wish to also thank our typists, as Mahani has been doing, and our interpreters, who really help us to dialogue, and all other staff, including the room clerks here. Thank you all for your close collaboration and invaluable contributions and support. The excellent and smooth chairing by you, Mr. Chair, at this 43rd session of the committee, the warm hospitality of the people here in Azerbaijan, and your team will be very long remembered. Safe travels home, and see you in November at the General Assembly at UNESCO, and next year in China. Thank you so much. I have some gifts. Sorry, I have some gifts to give. First of all, our chairperson has now all the time to travel to the World Heritage Sites. So here is all the descriptions of all World Heritage Sites. It's heavy. Thank you so much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And I have a gift also for our rapporteur, who is now off the hook, so to say. A little book with the World Heritage Sites from all over the world. Thank you very much.
We will have chance to go travel together along with the committee members. Thank you very much. You know, I didn't suppose that we will have our last meeting so short. So we were pressing the time, but we managed to do it even earlier. But before I'm coming to my final speech, and thanks to you, maybe there are some... Norway, please.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, and all dear colleagues of World Heritage. On behalf of the Norwegian delegation, I would like to express my gratitude for the wonderful time here in Baku and for your extremely professional leadership of this meeting. We, the committee, have inscribed 29 wonderful sites on the World Heritage List. As an architect, I will especially highlight the architecture of Frank Lloyd Wright. And as we know that you, Mr. Chair, are a true fan of culture and music, I will quote Simon and Garfunkel's song, So Long, Frank Lloyd Wright, but with a slightly different text, namely, So long, Baku, I can't believe your song is gone so soon. I barely learned the tune. Baku is exceptional, so has this meeting been. Our deepest thanks to all your colleagues, Mr. Chair, to the Secretariat, the Rapporteur, the NGOs and the advisory bodies. And our deepest thanks to you, Mr. Chair. This meeting has truly been a great success. Thank you.
Thank you very much for high appreciation of our work. Thank you very much. Tunisia.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Nous arrivons à la fin d'une très, très belle session pour plusieurs raisons. D'abord, grâce à vous, votre présidence, la disponibilité de vos équipes et l'hospitalité de votre pays. Nous voudrions, au nom de la Tunisie, qui quitte convaincue parce qu'elle est heureuse de laisser la place à d'autres pays, ce comité qui lui est très cher pour plusieurs raisons, mais elle voudrait remercier tous ceux sans lesquels cette session ne peut pas être ce qu'elle a été. Tout d'abord, ceux qui travaillent tous les jours à la à la veille bienveillante de l'application de notre convention, j'entends le Centre du patrimoine mondial, un centre ami présidé par une directrice brillante avec des équipes extraordinairement impliquées. On l'a vu jusqu'à la dernière minute. Nous voudrions saluer leur travail. Sans eux, l'idée même de la protection du patrimoine mondial serait divisée en pays. Or, l'idée de converger vers un intérêt général de la protection du patrimoine, vous la concrétisez tous les jours. Soyez assurés de notre reconnaissance et notre sollicitude. Je voudrais également saluer les 20 autres délégations qui, avec la Tunisie, ont porté l'esprit de cette convention en cette 43e session. Nous sommes très heureux de ce qui nous arrive. Le multilatéralisme est malmené aujourd'hui. Il est très bien porté à travers l'idée de ce patrimoine en partage. Je voudrais dire un mot à l'adresse de notre rapporteur, que j'ai vu déjà affairé à la question et préparé depuis le printemps dernier à une rencontre à Canberra. Je voulais la saluer pour la qualité du travail, de la patience requise et le résultat édifiant. Nous sommes très, très heureux d'avoir été avec vous 4 sessions et nous sommes très heureux de passer le témoin. Nous allons nous mettre au fond de la salle, mais nous continuerons à porter l'esprit et à porter de nouveaux dossiers à inscrire puisque nous levons en ce qui nous concerne la suspension et nous revenons aux inscriptions. À vous voir bientôt en Chine. Merci beaucoup. Merci encore une fois à Baku qu'on n'oubliera pas.
Very much. Angola, please.
Monsieur le Président, au nom de la délégation de l'Angola, nous voudrons tout d'abord vous remercier pour avoir orienté et guidé les débats de notre session. En novembre 2015, lorsque l'Angola a été élu pour faire partie du Comité du patrimoine mondial, nous nous sommes engagés à contribuer efficacement à la mise en œuvre de la Convention du patrimoine mondial au niveau national, continental et mondial, en apportant des réflexions significatives sur les problématiques et les enjeux qui touchent le cœur du système du patrimoine mondial. Nous pensons que nous l'avons humblement fait durant les 4 dernières années. Nous voudrions remercier tous les membres du comité, les États parties, les secrétariats, les organes consultatifs et toutes les autres parties prenantes qui nous ont assistés et qui ont travaillé en étroite collaboration avec nous afin de nous permettre d'être efficaces durant notre mandat et aussi pour leur spécifique soutien pour l'inscription du premier bien angolais sur la liste du patrimoine mondial, les vestiges de Banza Congo, la capitale de l'ancien royaume Congo. Nous pensons que les futurs membres de ce comité poursuivront avec les discussions engagées sur certaines questions clés de la mise en œuvre de la Convention du patrimoine mondial qui demandent la solidarité de la communauté internationale, notamment l'équilibre de la représentation des sites sur la liste du patrimoine mondial, l'équilibre entre la conservation et le développement durable en analysant de manière spécifique les contextes des pays en voie de développement qui sont confrontés au défi d'améliorer la qualité de vie de leur population en garantissant leurs droits humains de base. Le reflet de l'universalité dans le processus de prise de décision et dans la composition des organes et institutions qui sont appelés à assister les comités dans l'accomplissement de ces missions. Une fois de plus, Monsieur le Président, nous avons été très honorés de faire partie de ce prestigieux comité et vous remercie tous, ainsi que le secrétariat et les organes consultatifs d'avoir travaillé en étroite collaboration avec nous. Nous pouvons clore cette déclaration sans remercier la République d'Azerbaïdjan pour la manière comment nous avons été merveilleusement accueillis et leur féliciter pour l'organisation parfaite de notre session. Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you very much. Cuba, please.
Gracias, señor presidente. Siendo este nuestro último día en este mandato del comité, Queremos agradecer las contribuciones de todos los miembros del comité, absolutamente de todos, de los órganos consultivos y de la Secretaría. Hemos aprendido de la capacidad de diálogo y construcción colectiva del consenso en aquellos asuntos vitales para la Convención. Cuba hoy está más comprometida en su implementación y seguirá defendiendo sus principios y objetivos. Gracias, presidente, por su sabiduría. Gracias, Bakú, por su hospitalidad. Gracias, Azerbaiyán, por su liderazgo. Gracias.
Gracias. Thank you very much. Burkina Faso.
Je vous remercie, Monsieur le Président. Au moment où les travaux de la 43e session du Comité du patrimoine mondial s'achèvent, il me plaît de vous adresser au nom de la délégation du Burkina Faso mes vives félicitations pour la dextérité avec laquelle vous avez conduit nos travaux et vous adresser également nos remerciements pour votre hospitalité et votre accueil. Vous me permettrez d'adresser mes remerciements à l'ensemble des membres du comité pour la parfaite collaboration dont ma délégation a bénéficié, ainsi que pour l'ambiance conviviale qui a prévalu en notre sein tout au long des 4 dernières années, et particulièrement durant la présente session. Monsieur le Président, nos assises ont formulé des pistes en vue d'améliorer la mise en œuvre de la Convention pour la protection du patrimoine culturel et naturel, et notamment le fonctionnement du Comité du patrimoine mondial. Le Burkina Faso, qui est en fin de mandat, sort du comité avec un fort sentiment de satisfaction, tant pour la contribution qu'il a pu apporter que pour la riche expérience qu'il en a tirée. Je renouvelle la gratitude de mon pays au comité pour l'inscription de son 3e bien, les sites de métallurgie ancienne du fer Burkina Faso, sur la liste du patrimoine commun de l'humanité, au Centre du patrimoine mondial, au Fonds africain du patrimoine mondial et aux organes consultatifs. Je réitère nos remerciements pour leur collaboration et leur accompagnement, sans lesquels cette inscription n'aurait pas été possible. Le Burkina Faso reste engagé pour continuer à jouer sa partition en tant qu'État partie pour le renforcement de la Convention pour la protection du patrimoine culturel et naturel. À l'équipe qui continuera le combat pour la sauvegarde du patrimoine mondial, je dis bon vent et que les mains de nos ancêtres les guident. Je vous remercie.
Thank you very much for such appreciation. Kuwait, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Since it's the last meeting for the state of Kuwait, I would like to say several things. Kuwait always going to be still committed in every aspect for this committee. We will still continue working for this convention and the spirit of this convention. Let me take this opportunity also to thank you personally for your guidance, for your patience. Let me also thank ADG Culture for his also the guidance and the work has been done behind the scenes, the director of the center, also the deputy of the center. Thank you, the Secretarial, the rapporteur. You know, you've been so patient, very professional, and I never forget your smile. It's always there. That's really, really is a lot of things, a lot of time. And you know, I would like to thank each of the 20 committee members for their positive, constructive dialogue in every aspect. I, salute them, all of them. And maybe I take the microphone most of the time, but the state of Kuwait cannot be where it is without the two people, next to me, on my right and my left. They are the people who are doing the hard work. Special thanks to Zahra and Jabir, and without them, we cannot be the way. Our performance will not be the way it is without them. Special thanks to them, and thank you.
Thank you very much to all of committee members and, of course, to their teams. Thank you very much. Kyrgyzstan, please.
Thank you, Chair. On behalf of Kyrgyz Republic, I'd like to thank you personally, government of Azerbaijan and people of Azerbaijan for hosting us here. I would like also to thank the advisory bodies, the Secretariat, the committee members for the hard work they've done here. And we would also like to express special gratitude to the support staff as well as volunteers who have always met us with big smiles on their faces every day we came to the Congress Hall. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Spain, please.
Muchas gracias, señor presidente. La delegación española, como no podía ser más, se une a todos los agradecimientos que se han venido diciendo, tanto al país anfitrión, Azerbaiyán, con esa gran historia que se vislumbra por las calles de la ciudad de Bakú, esa luz mediterránea que hace que la delegación española se sienta como en casa. A usted, presidente, por su trabajo preciso, conciso, que ha hecho que los debates hayan podido llegar a buen término, a los traductores, al Centro de Patrimonio Mundial, tanto por su trabajo durante el comité como por todo el trabajo que hace antes del comité, que ayuda a que las sesiones sean bastante más efectivas. Y también quisiera agradecer a los organismos consultivos por su trabajo científico y técnico y a todos los miembros del comité que han hecho que haya siempre un ambiente de diálogo y por los debates que se han generado, que creemos que para el futuro de la Convención son necesarios estos planteamientos que han empezado a verse. Y al igual que la delegación de Kirguistán, quisiera agradecer a todo el personal de apoyo que ha hecho que el día a día en este comité haya sido más sencillo y más fácil. Gracias, presidente.
Thank you very much. St. Kitts and Nevis.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. St. Kitts and Nevis wishes to thank you, your team, and the government of Azerbaijan, and to congratulate you for hosting a very successful meeting here in the impressive city of Baku, a city of historical richness and modern vitality. Your hospitality and the people of Azerbaijan was indeed excellent, and we express our profound gratitude and look forward to the next meeting in China. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Brazil, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. There is a lot that could be said about this session, but to do justice to the extraordinary hospitality of our hosts here in Azerbaijan, to the excellence of the work accomplished by the Chairperson, the Rapporteur, and the Secretariat, and also to the persistent endurance of all delegations that stood here for 10 days of hard work, we would need to speak here for hours. So just concentrate briefly on one point that we find particularly important, the spirit of constructive consensus that we found in this meeting. Despite many important and sometimes difficult decisions that we had to take here, some of them with very sensitive political backgrounds, we always managed to reach decisions by consensus and without aggressive clashes between the delegations. There was, of course, a divergence of opinions on many points, and all delegations were correct in standing by their positions and arguing them extremely well, but they were flexible in taking into consideration opposing views and working for the general consensus. And it was not only that, they also worked hard, some very hard, for the improvement of this convention by means of the reform of our operational guidelines. We place high hopes on these reforms, especially on the new concept of preliminary assessment, which has been approved in this session. We believe this is the way forward for this convention and also for UNESCO, to continue working towards constructive consensus and to improve our working methods, as has been done here. We will always remember this meeting for the final inscription of our mixed site Paraty and Ilha Grande, Culture and Biodiversity on the World Heritage List, after 10 years since it was first presented in Seville. And we were also particularly touched by the inscription of the list of the Portuguese cultural sites, Royal Palace of Mafra and Sanctuary of Bom Jesus do Monte, which are also part of our history, as well as for the removal of the Basilica of the Nativity and the Humberstone and Santa Laura Salpeter works from the list of the World Heritage in Danger. Now we look forward to the 44th session of this committee in Fujian with very high expectations from our Chinese hosts for hosting this meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Uganda, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The Ugandan delegation would like to thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the excellent leadership you have provided. Your patience and tolerance are extraordinary. I also wish to thank the people and government of the Republic of Azerbaijan for the excellent facilities that were put at our disposal that made us feel at home and loved, so much that we did not realize how fast the time passed. The World Heritage Center also deserves our praise for the excellent and professional conduct it has exhibited. It would be remiss of me if I did not appreciate the very wonderful work done by the very able rapporteur and her team. Lastly, I thank the advisory bodies and all the distinguished members of the committee for the excellent accomplishment of the assignment of the 43rd session. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Indonesia, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On behalf of the Delegation of Indonesia, I would like to express our profound gratitude to the government of Azerbaijan for the exceptional hospitality during the 43rd committee meeting. I would like also to thank all committee members, the World Heritage Center, and the advisory bodies for the rewarding experiences and excellent collaboration during our 4-year membership in the committee. Indonesia remains committed to the implementation of the convention and looking forward to continue working with all of you in the future. Thank you for the outstanding collaboration, and we are looking forward to have further cooperation in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Hungary, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On behalf of the Hungarian delegation, let me express our gratitude and thanks to Azerbaijan for the successful and wonderful organization of the 43rd session of the World Heritage Committee. Special thanks to our President, His Excellency Minister Garayev, for his excellent work in leading the session. Of course, we would like to express our gratitude to the rapporteur of the session, and last but not least, to the Secretariat of UNESCO. We are grateful to Dr. Mehdi Brösler for her permanent advices and instruction to help the committee to take always the best decisions. Hungary thanks the committee members for their support to find always the best solution, also in the most delicate cases. Before closing my contribution, let me express my thanks to our electoral group for proposing Hungary to be elected for one of the deputy chairs of the Bureau. Thank you very much.
Thank you, so kind. Bosnia, please.
We are sharing congratulations with other state members of the committee, and I'd like to thank Azerbaijan and Minister Garayev for perfect organization. Every hour was perfect organized, starting with the opening ceremony, what was fantastic and extraordinary events for us. And then what is very important, work was perfect here during the work of committee. Every day was full and very productive. And what is especially important for us, as a member of the committee, we successfully change policy of preservation of a national level, and we move in 2 years, like in previous 10 years, thanking to be part of this group. Thank you once again.
Guatemala, please.
Gracias, señor presidente. Guatemala se suma a las felicitaciones. Queremos agradecerle a usted, a la República de Azerbaiyán, al Centro de Patrimonio, a los cuerpos asesores, a la relatoría y a todo el equipo de apoyo por llevar a cabo con éxito esta reunión, la cual representa un avance en la implementación de los objetivos de la Convención para la Protección del Patrimonio Mundial. Gracias.
Thank you very much. Bahrain, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just echoing my previous speakers, and like to again commend your wise leadership of this meeting and stress on the general sense of consensus that has been experienced throughout this session, and we look forward as well to continue the spirit in the next 2 years. We serve as members of the committee. On the organizational side, as hosts of the last committee meeting, we appreciate the hard work and effort that has been done by our colleagues here in Azerbaijan, and in a flawless committee session, and we thank all the team that have worked very hard behind this. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Australia, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May we firstly thank you for your fine stewardship of this meeting. I think it is a meeting that stands out to us as one where, as a committee, we have worked very positively. There's been respectful dialogue, and we've always sought to find consensus around sometimes difficult issues. and that is only enabled through excellent chairing, so we thank you for that. We very much want to express our appreciation to the Centre, to the advisory bodies for the huge amount of work that they do, not just when we get to our meeting each year, but throughout the course of the year, to make this really one of the jewels of international conventions. And we strongly affirm the great work that we do on behalf of everyone as members of the committee, so as collectively, and the great support that we receive. I'm really delighted that our Aussie rapporteur, Mahani, has done such a wonderful job. We thought she was a little bit mad last year when she, with about 5 minutes' notice, agreed to do the job, and good on you, Mahani, for taking it on. Thank you, you've done brilliantly.
Thank you very much.
We've together inscribed some quite extraordinary places on the World Heritage List this year. And of note, we have, through the work of the World Heritage Committee and the diligence and dedication of the relevant states parties, seen 2 places removed from the World Heritage in Danger list, and we think that that's a tremendous achievement, and it provides guidance to us all and reminds us that the conservation of our existing World Heritage estate is such an important part of this convention. Lastly, I want to say that we will, as an Australian delegation, be departing Baku with fond memories of this beautiful country, this beautiful city, and its people. We had the opportunity yesterday to visit one of your World Heritage sites, and that was a tremendous opportunity. But the spirit of the city is very much encapsulated by a little family-run restaurant that we attended a few nights ago. Each year we have an Aussie dinner where all the Australians and then a few other tag-alongs get together, and we have a night of letting our hair down. We found this little family-run restaurant. About 30 of us turned up there. We had a wonderful meal, 3 generations of a local family, and the hospitality, the hosting of us was just exceptional, energetic, enthusiastic, and very much embracing of having a great group of international visitors there. And that, to us, encapsulated more than anything else the spirit of Baku, and that's a memory that will be with us forever. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Zimbabwe, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On behalf of the delegation of Zimbabwe, I wish to express our sincere appreciation to the government and the people of the State Party of Azerbaijan for hosting us in your beautiful and amazing city. We also want to thank you yourself, Mr. Chairman, for the excellent manner in which you steered the deliberations of the 43rd session of the World Heritage Committee, together with this representative of Brazil. We also want to thank the World Heritage Center and the advisory bodies for providing guidance and advice to this session. Our gratitude also goes to all the members of the committee for working together with us very well throughout the 10 days that we have been looking at the agenda of the 43rd session. Mr. Chairman, we want to wish you the best as we close this session. We wish the people of Azerbaijan the best, because we have really enjoyed our stay here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. China, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Chinese delegation wishes to join all the other committee members to express our deep appreciation for the warm hospitality of the Azerbaijan government and also to congratulate you on this well-organized, very successful meeting. Under your able leadership, Mr. Chairperson, we have smoothly and successfully finished all the prescribed items and achieved a great success. And as the next host of the committee session, we wish to express again our welcome to all committee members, state parties of the convention, and all other stakeholders. Our warm welcome for you to Fuzhou, China, for the next committee session. Thank you.
Thank you very much. IUCN. Buyurun.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Let me, on behalf of all three advisory bodies, also offer our thanks for the session here, in particular to the government of Azerbaijan for all of the host country arrangements. All of the organisers here have been very friendly, helpful, and attentive, and we've greatly appreciated that. Our special thanks to you, sir, as chair, for your guidance and your very efficient time management, which I think everybody has greatly appreciated. To committee members, to the World Heritage Centre colleagues, to my fellow advisory body colleagues, we offer thanks and we share, I think, common aspirations for heritage and humanity, and it's always a great pleasure to be at the committee and to share those views. We thank you for that. Let us also offer our thanks to the people of Baku, who've been wonderful, warm and welcoming. We have a similar story to the story we heard from the delegate of Australia. The advisory bodies ate dinner last night in a local restaurant. A table of local ladies offered us to dance, which of course we did, and then they brought us a cake at the end of the evening, and I think this really typifies the wonderful warmth and hospitality from this fantastic city. We thank you for that, and we look forward to working with you all again in China next year. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much for all these kind words about our country, about our city, about our traditions, food, and organizing manner. Thank you very much. Now I will give again floor to Mrs. Rossler, and then.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Just to inform you that I slipped one line in my text because I forgot one team, which is our nominations team, which is sitting behind me. So I wanted to thank them also, because that was not an intention, but you all know the hard work they are doing. So please excuse me, and I give the floor back to the chair.
Without them, it was not possible to achieve all these results. Observers, I can see one lady. Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you for this opportunity to give this closing statement. On behalf of the International Indigenous Peoples Forum on World Heritage, I would like to make a short statement to express my thanks to the World Heritage Committee, state parties, advisory bodies, and other stakeholders for the support and work of the Indigenous Peoples Forum at this 43rd World Heritage Committee meeting. We are pleased with the feedback from our back-to-back side event, our interjections and participation in the operational guidelines, which has reflected our concerns that impact on Indigenous peoples, and we feel that it has been a very successful meeting for the Indigenous Peoples Forum. We look forward to continuing to be a useful forum in the World Heritage processes for all the parties, the advisory bodies, and Indigenous peoples around the globe in World Heritage sites. I'd also like to express my gratitude to staff in the World Heritage Centre who helped us to organise the side events and assisted with our arrangements to get to this meeting. I've enjoyed this beautiful city of Baku and the positive experience of my very first World Heritage Committee meeting. The icing on the cake, so to speak, for the Indigenous Peoples Forum and for me personally is the inscription of Budgebim from Australia and Asai Pai from Canada as cultural landscapes for their Indigenous cultural values. I'd like to thank you sincerely, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So as far as we are coming to the end of the session, let me also make some comments on my behalf. Dear colleagues and friends, members of the World Heritage Committee, representatives of state parties, representatives of ICROM, IUCN, and ICOMOS, representatives of the local communities and non-governmental organizations, members of the World Heritage Committee. 2 weeks have passed. The committee session is now going to close. First of all, I would like to thank you like an answer to all of you, because in 2013, when I was chairing the Intangible Heritage Committee here in Baku, I said that I never heard so many thanks. And this time I want to repeat, because this time I heard them even more, because every intervention started with the words, "Thank you, Chair." It's really, I can't even return to you the number of the thanks you've given to me, but I thank you for such a polite apply to the leadership of the conference. The session was attended by more than 2,300 participants, including states parties to the convention, observers from civil society and NGOs, as well as representatives of the press. This number demonstrates the increasing interest of the international community is paying to preservation of world heritage and to the work of our committee. Our work was intense, constructive, and enriching. The success of this session was possible thanks to our joint efforts and hard work, cooperation, spirit of mutual understanding and consultation, and above all, our common commitment to the World Heritage Convention. Allow me to thank each and every member of the World Heritage Committee. Your contributions have allowed me a smooth running of the session and helped us in taking decisions through a collective process of transparent and confident consultations involving every single body of the convention. Ladies and gentlemen, during the last days, we reviewed the state of conservation of 166 properties, and we inscribed 29 new sites on the World Heritage List. As from now on, we have to do our utmost to ensure that these sites retain the outstanding universal values for which they have been inscribed. It is our duty, our responsibility in transmitting this heritage to future generations, and I must say that work only starts. In this regard, I was personally very impressed to witness the commitment of the young generation that actively participated in the Young Professional Forum, which we held here, and in the interaction with the site managers meeting, who gathered here in this very building for their third meeting organized in the framework of our session. This testifies of the involvement of young generation in activities aimed at conservation of natural and cultural properties, building on the experience and knowledge of their elder colleagues. Dear colleagues, I would like to express my sincere thanks to you all for the trust in me during my office of chairing the work of the committee. With your confidence and recognition, I succeeded in carrying out my duties. I don't know how you will, from your words I understood that it was done not bad, and it was done not only during this period of time, but it was done during the whole year when we were making certain preparations. We had meetings and discussions and reports of the preparation level. I'm very grateful to you all, my dear colleagues, for your insistence and concerned efforts, assistance and support in making a lot of progress for the future of the World Heritage. It was a pleasure for me working with you, the committee members, its bureau, the state parties and advisory bodies in the implementation of such a prestigious instrument as the World Heritage Convention. I also very much appreciated the continuous commitment of the Director General of UNESCO, Madame Audrey Azoulay, who honored us with the presence and participated at the opening ceremony. The Assistant General Director for Culture, Ernesto Ottone, who left just early morning with all the results taken in consideration. The Director of the World Heritage Center, Mrs. Rossler, without whom I will never achieve such big understanding of the World Heritage in general, because we know each other for almost 12 years. Yes, first time I was at the 2006 meeting in
2007.
6 in Vilnius. It was in Vilnius when the Baku site was in danger list, and then we did our best to present Baku like you can see it today. This was the result of the dedication given to the responsibilities through the inscribing to the danger list. So I would not like to forget the personal assistants who are doing here a lot of things along with me. Allow me also to thank all young volunteers for the dedicated efforts in making this session a success. I would like to tell you that the President of the country issued a special decree according to which half a year we had a state organizing committee, which I had to chair by all means. So with the numerous representatives of the all the state bodies who made the process, starting with your entering the city and your meeting participation possible. I would like to thank media, TV, and technicians team who provided possibility to the whole world to see what we are doing here in direct line and with the immediate access to the information. I would like to thank the leadership of the Baku Congress Center, where we have this very efficient meeting, for their dedication. I would like to thank drivers, hotel staff, security staff, catering staff, all those who participated in the preparation work to make this conference smooth and successful. Allow me also to express how grateful I am for the outstanding support to our rapporteur. Mrs. Mahani Taylor from Australia has given to me personally and to you as a committee in guiding our work. This was a wonderful effort on her part, for which we are truly grateful. My thanks also go to the vice chairpersons who have offered invaluable advice of the Bureau meeting held during the session, to the Bureau meetings, to the Bureau members. A special thanks to my dear friend, Her Excellency Maria Edulieza Fonteleza Reis, Ambassador of Brazil, who is not with us today, who efficiently assisted me in chairing the session. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm certain that you will join me in sincerely congratulating my successor, His Excellency Mr. Tiang Sui-jin, to whom I shall gladly pass the wealth of experience I have gained in this post. Congratulations again. Excellency, he is not here, but please deliver my congratulations to him, and you can count on our experience to be shared with you at any time during this year. Before I will proceed to the closing ceremony, to the closing words, I would like to make, because I'm still the chair, two announcements. One announcement is connected with the, our proposal after this meeting immediately to proceed to the front entrance site over the escalators in front of flags to make a family photo in commemorating our meeting of the Bureau here in Baku. Secondly, I consider that our meeting is not closed finally, even we declare it will be closed, but because we invite all of you, all participants, to the reception today in the traditional restaurant outside the city. At 6 o'clock, buses will be ready to pick you up at the hotels. For those hotels which don't have shuttles, because there are some, we propose to come to the Hilton Hotel, where you will take the buses at 6 o'clock, and the buses will bring you back again to the Hilton Hotel, just in the center of the city. So I hope you will enjoy evening reception to have some impression of the traditional and modern music and food of Azerbaijan. So thank you very much. And now, on behalf of the government of Azerbaijan, on the behalf of the President of the country, First Vice President of the country, I would like to reiterate how honored we have been to welcome you all in our country, and it is this beautiful city, Baku. I sincerely hope that you had time to enjoy your stay and that you will take back home great memories of your visit. And we hope that you will return many, many times here. Wishing you all a safe journey back, I officially declare the 43rd session of the World Heritage Committee of UNESCO closed.